Tanzania attends SADC Extraordinary Organ Troika Summit. Law on noise pollution bites. Good evening, I am Faida Ngaga. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online. Also, get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter pages at TBC Online. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has attended the emergency meeting of heads of state and government of the Southern African Development Community SADC Extraordinary Organ Troika Summit Plus and Force Intervention Brigade troop contributing countries taking place in Windhoek, Namibia. The Extraordinary Summit Plus is expected to receive an update on the security situation in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, and consider a report of the SADC Field Assessment Mission to Eastern DRC on the development of the United Nations Stabilization Mission in the DRC MONUSCO Force Intervention Brigade, FIB. The summit will also discuss a SADC common position to guide the region's engagement at the envisaged tripartite summit on the coordination of interventions and multiple deployments in the Eastern DRC. In other news, Permanent Secretary in the Prime Minister's Office in charge of Policy, Parliamentary Affairs and Coordination, Dr. Jimmy Onaz, says the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, TBC, through the Tanzania Safari Channel, has been of an extraordinary contribution in promoting tourist attractions in the country and internationally. Apasia Ringo has more details.
Dr. Yonas made the commendation in Dodoma during a special meeting involving permanent secretaries and local content stakeholders aiming at developing a strategy to coordinate production of films of national interest.
The goal is to make this channel have a good continuation of progress and to be able to send advertisements that are suitable for our society, including those that educate, entertain, as well as promote our country outside the borders of Tanzania. This will be possible if various stakeholders cooperate and join hands to ensure that Tanzania is seen on television in other countries while maintaining a level of quality that promotes our nation and develop our economy.
On his part, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communications and Information Technology, Celestine Kakele, says Tanzania Safari Channel plays a crucial role in influencing the culture and the Swahili language through tourism.
Through the content broadcasted during that period, not only in tourism, but also in the areas of language and culture in general, they have made a great contribution to spreading the country's influence in the existing area.
The University of Dar es Salaam Department of Mathematics has announced a Tanzanian student, Haris Fares, as one of the top winners for excellence in mathematics for East, Central and South African countries following the competition held in April this year involving more than 50 students from 7 countries. Is a report by Innocent Kimaro, read by Lulua Mohammed.
The head of the mathematics department in the University of Dar es Salaam, who is also the guardian of the Mathematics Association, has called on the government to improve the mathematics teaching methods from primary school.
A great foundation of mathematics is built in a student while in primary school. My call is to put emphasis on a primary education level. There are teachers who are not capable of teaching mathematics. The only way to get rid of them is by conducting an e-service training. The purpose is to make more improvement for great success. Preparation is highly required, and what this student has done is not a small thing considering the type of questions, and he has shown his capability.
On his part, Haris Fares says that personal studying efforts in class and online, together with the parental guidance and support, have played a monumental role in achieving his success.
Mathematics contests should be available in abundance as well as understandable questions.
Minaona kwamba hiyo pia imenisaidia kwenye kufanya vizuri kwenye huu mtihani.
The National Environment Management Council Director General Dr. Samuel Gwamaka says more than 80 bars and nightclubs in the cities of Dar es Salaam, Mwanza and Dodoma have been closed following violation of environmental laws and regulations. It's a report prepared by Emmanuel Sama, read by Delua Mohammed.
Speaking to journalists in the city of Dar es Salaam, Director General of National Environment Management Council, NEMC, Dr. Samuel Gwamaka, says that this step has been taken following the council conducting an inspection and confirming that there is a breach of noise pollution rules.
Zoezi hili sio kama limesimama, linaendelea. Wewe tuliokufungia tumekufungia, tunakuangalia.
We have a database of those we arrested, so we continue to put statistics in, and on those statistics, if we catch them for the first time, the punishment will be greater than those we are arresting now. We have already educated you. Now, if we arrest them after today, it means you wanted this upon yourself.
Wewe tayari tumeshakuhamasisha, tumekuelimisha.
There, Dr. Samuel Gwamaka mentions some of the bars and nightclubs that have been ordered to close down due to the excessive noise pollution.
Na nitamke tu baadhi ya wale ambao ni sugu kabisa.
I will mention those we have dealt with because they have endlessly continued to bother us. There is a boardroom in Kinondoni district, Wavuvi Camp, Havoc, Kitamba Chaupe, as well as Elements. And in Dodoma, we have shut down Chako ni Chako, Rainbow, Gentlemen, and in Mwanza, we have shut down Kaski, Soweto, Liquid, and others that are resistant.
However, some of the bars and nightclubs owners who attended the meeting mentioned some challenges that need to be worked on by the government in order to prevent conflicts that arise between them and the residents.
Mipango miji wangeshirikiana na NEMC, haya mambo yasingekuwepo.
If the city had planned to cooperate with NEMC, this would not have happened. Some things are due to the carelessness done in the past. What has happened has already happened, and we ask that sound measuring equipment be affordable.
Vifaa vya kupima sauti navyo tunaviomba viwe vya bei nafuu.
Dogo nilikuwa naomba tufikiriwe katika hivi viwango vya sauti vya mchana.
We ask that we be considered in these sound levels. We should raise them a little during the night because when the bar is quiet, the customers get bored, and also many people don't like to sit indoors. They like to sit outside.
Especially sisi watu wa Dar es Salaam hapa na hii hali ya hewa, watu wengi wana prefer kukaa nje.
Noise pollution is unlawful in Tanzania under regulations made under sections 147 and 148 of the Environmental Management Act EMA of 2004, and NEMC says if the problem continues unabated, may affect millions of people, including the most vulnerable.
Training head teachers of government and secondary schools on effective school leadership and management is one of the methods to build up the teachers' capabilities and improve students' performance in Zanzibar. Swamovura from Zanzibar has more details.
In service education and training on school leadership and management to head teachers for all government secondary schools in Zanzibar. The purpose of the training is to enhance their capacity and skills in school leadership and management to improve learning outcomes.
The attitude on how they can improve various areas in school leadership, like staff motivation, supervision of school-based inset programs, how they can conduct induction mentoring program to their teachers, how they can supervise teachers, how they can motivate teachers at school level, and at the end of the day, how they can engage community and the overall school leadership and management examination.
For their duties,
we expect that delivering their leadership
of students, especially in MSc subjects.
Enhancing the quality of secondary school education in Zanzibar, implemented by Good Neighbor.
The Tbc News will be bringing to you a series of stories featuring guests to our beautiful nation every Monday and Friday. Today, let's meet Kamal Katut, a businessman from Syria who regularly comes to Tanzania for business. Here, he opens up on his experience in Tanzania and tells us some of the tales untold from Syria. Let's take a look.
Tanzania is full of. You can see desert, you can see forest, you can see water. I like Tanzania because the people is very kindly. I like it, especially the ladies. They are very, very soft. and we like many things. You have everything. Tanzania is full, is stretch and rich country. Everything you can see, you want, you can do it. But me, I like in Tanzania fish, samaki. Samaki is good for all, for any time. Our culture, we have, you know, Zenobia, the queen in Palmyra. Yeah, this is from Romanian culture. Many things is culture in Syria. Hope you, when we, our country is safety too much, I invited you to Syria to see my country. You like it. 70% in Syria is Muslim. Some they use abaya, hijab, some half, some without hijab, but this is free. No one asks you why you do that. But they make dance with wedding, almost with wedding. They do dance. They remove hand and fact and the stomach. Terra mera.
Now, before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. All the latest in international news up next. News with Lulua Mohammed.
Republic of Congo is observing a day of national mourning in memory of the dead and missing people of Bushushu in Kalehe territory in South Kivu following deadly floods and landslides. Several villages have been submerged, many houses washed away, fields devastated when rivers have left their beds under the effect of heavy rains. According to officials in the DRC, about 400 bodies have been found and some relatives of the victims are shocked. The disaster came 2 days after floods killed at least 131 people and destroyed thousands of homes in neighboring Rwanda. A Nigerian court has begun its hearing on separate suits filed by the opposition to challenge the incumbent party's victory in the country's presidential election. The Presidential Tribunal at the Court of Appeal in the capital Abuja had the opening statements of lawyers representing opposition parties which are challenging the outcome of the February vote won by Bola Tinubu of the ruling All Progressives Congress. In separate petitions, both second-place finisher Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party and number 3 finisher Peter Obi of the Labour Party argued that Nigeria's Electoral Commission violated the provisions of the law in announcing the results of the election. Peter Obi has said he has evidence to show he tallied the majority votes in the election, while Abubakar Atiku has asked the court to disqualify Tinubu, alleging that he has a Guinean passport and therefore wasn't eligible to enter the presidential contest under the Nigerian constitution. A verdict is not expected before Mr. Tinubu's inauguration on 29 May. And the Sudan's military parties have met for direct talks in Saudi Arabia as mediators pressed for an end to a conflict that has killed hundreds and sent tens of thousands fleeing. Saudi Arabia, African Union, and the United States welcomed the start of the negotiation talks in the Saudi coastal city of Jeddah between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, and urged the parties to actively engage and come to a lasting ceasefire. The U.S.-Saudi initiative in Jeddah is the first serious attempt to end fighting that has endangered Sudan's delicate transition following years of unrest and uprisings. Confirming his group's attendance, RSF leader Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo said he hoped the talks would achieve the intended aim of securing safe passage for civilians. Numerous truces have been violated since the conflict broke out in mid-April. At least 550 people were killed, including civilians, and more than 4,900 wounded as of Monday, according to the Sudanese Health Ministry.
That was international news. Sports news up next. Now let's have a look at sports news with Malio Cheto.
Tanzanian clothing designers have been urged to design sports jerseys and other stylish clothes with international standards. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, one more manager, Yasir Moradi, says Tanzania has a huge opportunity for sportswear market because of its unique sports fans that the designer can exploit by creating quality sports gears.
The question is that nothing is impossible in this government right now, in the government of new president, Mama Samia Suluhu. Nothing is impossible now, and as we can know that he's inviting all investors inside the country. So for this thing to happen, like people to produce clothes, it's very much possible. And also we have an idea of doing it in the future to bring more investors so that we can have some factories for the producing clothes. This is something also in the future, we hope so.
Tanzania is importing sportswear and other designed clothes from outside of the country and leaving Tanzanian sportswear designers to struggle for the market, even though there is a big number of sports fans. The chairman of Swimming Electric Committee, Noel Kingunsi, says the preparation for the general election of the new leader of the association, which is scheduled to take place on 19th of May in Dar es Salaam, have reached its final stage. Chairman Kingunsi says the election contestants have been interviewed and qualified to be elected in the coming swimming general election, targeting to bring new strategies in the development of the game in the country. Positions contested are Chairman, General Secretary, Treasurer, and Standing Committee, which will stay in power for 4 years. And the General Secretary of Tanzania Netball Association, Chaneta, Rosemary Mkisi, calls on netball stakeholders to support Tanzania netball teams gearing up for East Africa Netball Championship to be held in Nairobi, Kenya. Mkisi adds that any more or economic support to Tanzania netball teams will be paramount motivation to players to perform better in East Africa netball encounter.
We face a great challenge because we lack special sponsor. Like what they do in football, they don't have any problem because they have many sponsors compared to us. We ask sports stakeholders to sponsor us, especially sending this team to the competition.
4 netball teams from Tanzania will participate in the East African Netball Championship to kick off from May 13th in Kenya. Malio Cheto, TBC News.
That was all the latest in sports with Malio Cheto. And before we conclude our bulletin tonight, let us take a look at the weather forecast.
Hello viewers, welcome for the next 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. My name is Teleza Ngasa. Wind is expected to flow with a speed of 30 km per hour over the Indian Ocean, and the state of the sea is expected to be moderate. Also, wind is expected to flow with a speed of 30 km per hour over Lake Victoria and southern parts of Lake Tanganyika. Also, over the northern parts of Lake Tanganyika and Lake Nyasa, wind is expected to flow with a speed of 20 km per hour. And for tonight, it is our expectation that areas over Kagera, Mara and Simiu are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over few areas. Over northeastern highlands, Tanga, Pemba and Unguja Isos, we expect to have partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over few areas. The remaining part of the country is expected to feature partly cloudy condition. For tomorrow, it is our expectation that areas of Kagera, Geita, Kigoma, Mwanza, Simiu, and Mara are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over few areas. Over Arusha, Kilimanjaro, Pemba, and Unguja ISOs, we expect to have partly cloudy condition, rain showers over few areas. Over Manyara, northern Morogoro, Tanga, Dar es Salaam, and Pwani, we expect to have partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over few areas. The remaining part of the country for tomorrow is expected to feature partly cloudy condition. And now let's take a look on the 4 days weather forecast. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I am Faida Ngaga.